What's going on? Welcome back to Knife Life EDC. Just want to do a quick final review of the Kershaw Launch 13. Um, this is one I've carried. I've had it about a couple months, I think, or a month and a half, something like that. I always get time frames kind of mixed up, but I've carried it quite a bit. Um, Honestly, I've carried it a lot actually between this, the Live Wire, Kershaw Live Wire, and my Kunwu S Towel. These are the three that keep finding their way into my pockets. Um, and this is just a knife I was very impressed with. I kind of saw it a year ago when I first got in the knives, back in the knives, and I was immediately drawn to it because I'm a big sci-fi kind of nerd kind of guy, and for some reason, like in all the videos I saw, it just reminded me of like in the movie Aliens, the alien movies with the xenomorphs. It reminded me of a xenomorph type thing. I don't know why, but it just kind of reminded me of that aspect, as you can see right there. Um, I don't know why, it just does, and that's why I think I was immediately drawn to it, and I just never pulled the trigger to get it, but I finally did a couple months ago, and it's a knife I've been very impressed with. It definitely opens very well, and it does give a little thump. Not as thumps, or I guess the way I put it, doesn't thump as hard as like the ProTech, or I have an Arcform, which is obviously a Arcform Slim Foot. It's a collaboration between Arcform and ProTech, and that thing thumps the crap out of me. I love that knife. I love it. I love how it thumps. But the first time I ever opened that thing, like it seriously flew out of my hand, which was so funny because it's my first automatic knife. But I was definitely more prepared for this one when I got it, and it definitely does come out swinging. Love the blade shape too. Definitely a Warncliffe. Very pointy, which is great. I love that. Definitely good for like cutting and like boxes, stuff like that. You're really going to dig in, and it's really going to do its job. I opened a lot of boxes, I guess, with the Amazon boxes primarily, and packages. So this is like my Amazon cutter. This is a USA made, obviously, with the little flag right there, and that little design right there is how you know it is a in-house design. So great knife, loved it. I love the two-tone blade, the little black right there. It just makes it pop. I like to think it just adds that little touch right there. I like, if you look right here also, like how it kind of just the blade shape and how they kind of cut it and everything like that. Like that's how it gets narrow right there. It's really good. I really like it. Speaking of right there, they have a little bit of jimping right there. It's not that. It does fit, I guess, for me, like where my thumb's at. I usually like it a little farther out. That's just a preference, though, but it's good jimping, I would have to say, overall. Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not going to slip off or anything like that. It's not too aggressive, but it's aggressive enough. Um, Love the handle, love the ergos on it. It is a smaller handle, though, which is the thing. Um, but I have small hands. I don't know how someone with bigger hands would feel. I really don't, but for someone like me who has small hands, it does fit pretty well still. Like, I don't have any problems with it. And it is a little bit longer. So if you have, I guess, bigger hands, like it may not work so well this way, but lengthwise it does. Like it's perfectly long for, not long enough for a bigger hand. But that's all I would have to say, like preference wise. It's all your preference. Um, so the jimping's pretty good. I like the jimping. One little touch I wanted to talk about, I just remembered, is the pivot. Pivot screw, pivot. I don't know what you would call that necessarily. Pivot stone, pivot jewel. I don't know, but I really liked it. I think that was a very good touch on Kershaw's behalf. I think it just looks really cool, and it's something new. It's something different. You know, it's not the same old same old. You see the same little pivot, little collar, pivot screw, whatever this that. I feel like that was a good little touch to add a little something new to it. It does have like the little holes in there that I guess it does make it pretty light, you know, the little skeleton eyes type thing. I don't really feel it being too heavy though, really. It's a good, honestly, it's pretty light actually. Lighter than I thought it would be. Um, but it looks great even with the holes and everything. I'm not real big into it, but it does look pretty good still. It is a reversible pocket clip, as you can see. Got the two screws right there, or screw holes right there. And it is deep carry. The pocket clip and the screws, neither of them are recess. Oh my gosh, it's late in the evening, guys. I'm telling you, it's late in the evening. Neither are recessed, which that's kind of a bummer, but I haven't had any problems with it yet. I do like the smaller pocket clip though. It's long enough and it's strong enough. Here, let me and it's strong enough. I haven't had any problems with it. And I kind of like that it's a little smaller though too. I noticed that Kershaw kind of does that right there, like with the live wire too. I really like that. I think that's a cool little touch. I don't like it necessarily a big, long pocket clip to begin with. It gives it more space to get caught on stuff, I guess is what I kind of like to think of it as, you know. I don't know. One thing I will have to say, I still don't know. At first, I thought that was like a lanyard bar, like you just wrap a lanyard around that inside right there, but I don't think that's what it is now. That's what I used to think. Because what I don't think now is because you have the knife blade right there. If that little, paracord, whatever it is, like kind of goes down there, like it could probably be whittled. It could, here, it's going to hit the blade eventually down in there when it's closed. So it's going to eventually whittle off. And then if you have like a nice bead on your lanyard or whatever like that, and you lose that bead, like you might be upset. I'm just saying I would be. But I don't know if that's what that's for. If it is, I don't like it. I don't think that would be a good thing to do, just in case. Obviously if your knife is sharp like mine, it's gonna do some damage. It's gonna cut it up and you might lose it. What else? And obviously a great price too. I checked on Blade HQ before I did the video, and it was for sale on there for $134. I think I got mine for sale a little bit cheaper. I can't remember where. Maybe it was maybe it was White Mountain Knives, I think. I'm not actually quite sure. I do not remember exactly. But it was like a quick sale, and I got it when I could. But our Blade HQ also has more of these for sale on the website. But the cool thing is they have changed some of the colors up. They actually have color now. They have, I think, a blue one and an OD green. I think it's OD green. They have a couple, maybe 2 or 3 different colors now, which I think is kind of cool. They're kind of revamping the old like launch series and everything like that, which is cool. I like that because I think they're up to launch like 16 now, something like that, 17. I'm not quite sure. So it's kind of cool that they kind of still put stuff like some time and effort into the older ones. So I think that was really cool on Kershaw's part. The handle is also anodized aluminum, which also helps with the weight and everything like that. Let's go ahead and get the tape measure out. Let's check how long it is. Now, the overall length is supposed to be about 8 inches, and I would say that's pretty daggone close. Yeah, it's right there. It's pretty close. And the blade length is supposed to be about 3.5, and I guess if you don't, cutting edge is about 3 3/8, and the overall like blade length in general is 3.5. Oh, excuse me, the cutting edge. I don't know if I said that. The cutting edge is 3 3/8, and the whole like overall blade length is about 3.5, maybe a little longer. So that's not too bad. It's a little bit longer like blade wise, which is kind of cool, but that's also why you have that Warncliffe point right there. Let's check out the weight real quick because I know it's not a lot. It's pretty light. It really is. But it's also smaller though too. Let's check it out. Let's see. There. Let's get it on there so you guys can see it, right? There we go. Zeroed. There you go. 2.4. So it's actually really, really light. Well, like one of my lighter knives actually. It's definitely not going to weigh you down. What else is there to say? Let's cut some paper though. Now this is obviously my package opener, pretty much. Open up most of my Amazon boxes and packages and everything with this thing. And I was very impressed. Like this thing came out very sharp. I hate cutting paper. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I try to get fancy with it and do like the fancy little ripples, whatever in the paper. I think that's what gets me, but it definitely is very sharp. I haven't had to stroke it or sharpen it or anything like that. I'm not the greatest at sharpening it or sharpening knives. I do practice on my older knives, obviously, just to kind of, because I don't want to accidentally tear up a good knife, dull a good knife and tear it up or whatever. I want to get better at it before I start sharpening my new knives, like my nicer knives, more expensive. So I practice on older knives, so it doesn't need it yet. It doesn't need stroked yet. Again, this thing, the retention on it is pretty well. I've had some subscribers and everything tell me about theirs, and they said that the blade retention has been phenomenal for them. It stays sharp, and it's just, they've had no problems with it. I haven't had any problems with it either, so I'm going to say overall it's 2 thumbs up. Um, but that's all I really got on this thing. If you have any questions or comments or anything, just leave them in the comment section. If you have any, like I said, if you have any more information, like how you liked or how yours has performed, if you had any problems with it or anything like that, just leave it in the comment section. If you liked the video, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.